In celebration of Mentoring Month, ICMA is shining a light on the mentors and coaches who help make this profession great. Joining us for today's Member Spotlight is Greg Schulte, ICMA and CCCMA Senior Advisor with over 30 years of local government experience in communities of all sizes. While enjoying a fulfilling retirement full of activities like skiing, pickleballing, and traveling, Greg still takes the time to use his extensive local government experience to give back to the profession through guiding today's generation of local government leaders. Thanks so much for stopping by, Greg.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Can you share what the highlight of your local government experience has been?
I started out as an interim county administrator for a county in southwestern Colorado. And unfortunately, this particular county was having some very significant financial and organizational problems. And so as I stepped into the position as interim administrator, I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. And unfortunately, we just had so many difficulties and so many challenges. And I consider it a highlight of my experiences because the organization was in such distress, and I was just nerve-wracked about the whole thing. But through the good teamwork of some newly elected officials, but also just the staff, we turned it around. And within 2 years, we were able to get everything corrected, get all the audits done, and we got the budget right-sized, and we were able to hold our head up, I think, with the community. We were able to turn around and able to hold our heads up. And for me personally, it was nice because as a consequence of this, I was selected as Colorado County Administrator of the Year at that time. But it really was a team effort. It was an award for me, but it was an award for the organization and coming back from the brink and just being normal again.
Can you describe a challenge you faced when transitioning into retirement and how you were able to overcome that challenge?
With the prospect of retirement, I knew that was going to be tough for me to transition from what my life was and then to what it is going to be. And I was very much looking forward to it, but it still is a mental shift, being in charge and being part of what's going on to not really. And so one of the things that was very helpful for me, first of all, I was nominated and selected just a couple of months after I retired in September. So I became a senior advisor in October. So I was able to stay involved in the profession and able to help people. And I think that's where I get my most satisfaction now as a senior advisor, is being able to be of assistance and to just help people along in their career, whether they're a manager already or if they're an aspiring manager. We have a very robust state chapter here, Colorado City County Management Association, and so they have a wonderful conference. So we get to go to the conferences as senior advisors. So I get to stay connected and I get to stay involved.
Can you share some advice to other retired local government professionals out there?
You can stay as involved as you want to, I think. And if you want to stay involved in the profession, you can check to see if your state happens to have a state chapter or a senior advisor program. It is definitely worthwhile. And I guess the other thing that I would say is that just realize that life is a journey and that the work life that we all had was probably in most cases several chapters of that, but retirement definitely is that next chapter in life. And I just have come to fully embrace that. I still do the senior advisor thing, but I'm also involved in our community on other boards and that thing. But I've also taken and making sure I'm taking the time to do those things that I wasn't able to do when I'm working.
Could you share how your ICMA membership has helped you?
There's the resources that are available, whether it's brochures or documents and all that other stuff, training and that sort of thing. But for me, and I guess this is something that I want to emphasize, it's almost like a fellowship. And I always just loved going to the conferences and going to the different activities or whatever, whether it's the state conference or the national conference. And I always enjoyed that because I felt like I was among my people. the truth is, unless you're actually in the job, and particularly being the manager, no one really knows what the life is like except for another manager. And so I always derived such comfort and reinforcement and affirmation of me, of the profession, and what I was doing. I can't tell you how just calming it is sometimes to go to a conference and talk to my fellow managers and just say, this is happening or that's happening or whatever, and have someone know exactly what you're talking about. Because I don't know that really anyone else can truly understand the nature of the job and the challenges that are inherent in that, except for another manager. So it's been wonderful.
Greg, your selflessness and passion for giving back to this profession after retirement is something that's amazing to see. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time to share with us today.
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You can check out our website to learn more about the Senior Advisor Program, as well as the resources that Greg mentioned. And to view more member spotlights, be sure to subscribe to our channel.